If you are used to memorizing everything, well, quizzes is your chance, because memorizing really doesn't work well on the tests. Actually, memorizing doesn't work well in the course at all. So please try not to memorize. Try to understand what's going on. Memorization can get you only so far, but I feel pretty sure you're not getting an A if all you're trying to do is memorize. And I think that's about it for grades. Oh, when I hand an assignment back, and you will have a number on there, which is out of how it's a raw score. It's not a percentage out of a. It's not a percentage. It's just some raw number, and then there'll be a letter grade. What shows up in my grade book, I record both in my grade book. I record the raw score. I record the letter grade, and then the letter grade translates into a number on the 4.0 scale. So if you got a B, it's a 3.0. A 4, A is a 4.0. A B minus is a 2.7. A C plus is a 2.3, and so on. Now, a question that I've had in the past is, for the student who hands in complete garbage and the student who hands in nothing, is there a difference in those two grades? Yes. Ultimately, I've decided yes. The person who doesn't do anything will get, on a 4.0 scale, will get a -1. So that was officially a G. And that goes in the grade book as a -1 and gets averaged in on a 4.0 scale. And so for labs, I have another category. If you hand in a lab, I'm expecting you to try everything. If you are not doing a majority of one of the sections, so there's basically data, results, analysis, those are the three big ones. If you don't do one of the sections, a majority of one of the sections, then it's an automatic F, a 0. If you don't do two of the sections, it's like you never handed it in. That's a -1. If you don't do a majority of the three of the sections, and this does happen occasionally, I've had two students who have handed something in without doing a majority of 3 sections. That means they didn't even bother writing down the stuff that was taken straight in the lab. That's a -2, because it's a nuisance penalty. You've wasted my time. You wasted your own time. You killed some trees in the process. So if you're going to do, well, in essence, half-assed work, don't bother handing it in. If you don't understand what's going on, talk to me. Please talk to me. I've got office hours. You can do it over email. Sometimes email works really well, and sometimes it doesn't. So it depends. You have to be able to read. If I'm writing out, I can't do Greek letters in Outlook as best as I can figure out. But talk to me. If you waited till the last minute, or there's something that comes up where where extenuating circumstances were out of your control, talk to me. Let me know, please, so we can work it out. If you need extra time, I need to know beforehand. Don't come to me the day after it's due and go, oh, I couldn't get it done yesterday because the car broke down. Now, in terms of whether you get penalized or not for handing in late work, depends. If I've graded a majority of the ones handed in on time, then don't bother handing it in. And the reason for that is I've had some students who just wait, and they keep building up the stuff that has not been done, and then they hand in a huge stack of stuff at the end. And I've never had a student hand in a huge stack of work that was any good. That's one of the cases where one of those -2s showed up. Actually, one of those cases is where that was one of the reasons I created the -2. In terms of cheating on a 4.0 scale, the first time that you have done this, that's a -5 on a 4.0 scale. So it'll severely hurt your overall grade, at least for that category, like quizzes or tests. The second time you do it, we're not having the discussion. First time we're having a discussion, I'm talking to you about it, you will know if you have a -5 on an assignment. The second time you do it, we will talk about that too, but you're done in the course. If there's no recourse other than if I can't get you out of the course, then pretty much be sure I'm rooting against you. And I know this is the threatening piece of it, and I hate to lay down some threats on this one, but above all things, I really trust my students, and all but just, actually there's 3 students in particular I can think of, and I'm getting mad all over again because of those 3 students. So do your own work. Now, there are certain cases, like on labs, where I get two people who discuss through an answer and they write down the identical answer. I will write -5 on the side of that. It's not a -5 on the whole thing. It's -5 on that one question. That's on, out of 6 points, you got -5 points. So it's below 0. It's not like you lost 5. You actually lost 11 points on that. So that's a case. Talk to me if it's innocent, because sometimes two people, I have no problem with students discussing the answers on the labs for analysis. It is excellent. I've heard some incredible discussions, really worthwhile discussions. When we're writing answers, please use your own words. I have had situations where punctuation for punctuation, capitalization for capitalization, misspelling for misspelling, identical answers. I'm not playing the game of, oh, this person wrote the original and this person copied. No, I am penalizing both. So use your own words. And I think that's probably it for grades. Well, I say that, but most likely there's something else I'll remember later, perhaps stick in a video at the end of things I forgot to say earlier. Have a nice day. And don't forget, this is physics, so don't forget to rejoice.